Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be my showcase of Iyo Sky, Genius of the Sky. She's this weekend's feud card, and she's really good, actually. She's a modern trickster. I have 3 movesets for you guys today. At the time I'm recording this, it's a couple hours before the event is live, actually an hour. There's no trainer in it yet, so I don't know what her trainer is going to be. She has the modern era link. Gems do 5% more damage. Also, she's going to be on the new the evolution moment that I think was in the showdown, if I'm not mistaken. The one that Becky's in. She's going to be part of that moment, I guess, as well. So yeah, that's what we'll get started with that. So don't know, like I said, about her entourage yet. So I'm also she lags my emulator out because of the tassels on her gear. So I'm recording this on the portal, so this is really weird for me. It's really small on my screen. I have difficulty making it bigger while playing on the portal, so it's hard for me to see. So I may struggle a little bit with this showcase at times. So just a note there. She's got some really straightforward movesets, but they play kind of funky, and then she's got a really powerful moveset that plays very straightforward and doesn't play funky. We're going to start with this one. Meteora, 5 MP, deal 510k damage, increase your black MP by 10. Victory Roll Stomp, 8 MP black move, 510k damage, make 49 random gems into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, deal 2 million damage. And increase your black move damage by 40% for 2 turns. If broken by you, steal up to 1.4 million health. Finisher, 510k damage. Increase your increase your move dodge chance by 100%. That does not work on swipes, does not work on submissions, does not work on finishers. But it does work on all other moves. Then Finisher, deal 1.5 million damage, swap a 1/7 random area into green gems and pin the opponent. So she's not destroying a big area of gems, so you can't assume you're going to destroy a bunch of traps unless you cascade, and it is random, so you don't know what you're going to cascade. So that's why I say it's kind of different. As for the black move percentage damage buff, that doesn't come into effect until the second turn, which theoretically you would get as long as they don't have a sub or a finisher that one-shots you, because you're going to dodge all their other moves, right? So, yeah, it seems designed to do some damage on turn 1, steal some health, and then go second and win. A sort of thing, even though, you know, this is so depending on what hype does, if it's viable to make go second builds in hype, I could see something like this being very strong for that, because you also have the steal health, right? So you're going second, you're healing your health up, and then you're dodging from there on out. For what we have in the game now, this is not a moveset I would ever use anywhere, but I mean, who knows what's coming with hype. So just keep that in mind. All of this could change greatly soon. I don't know how long hype is away. But so Entourage, we got Steel that gets us loaded since it's 5 MP. Then we got Michelle McCool. She adds 100% health steal. Yellow moves start with 2 more MP. You could also use... I trying to stay away from some of the rocky ones, right? Because maybe you didn't get them. But where are we at here? I should have thrown it on first so I could just hit previous, but I figured I would just use McCool because more likely, like, you know, people will have access to this as video goes along. But Clubber Lang deals 200. Actually, he won't work. I'm stupid because it's a trap. So never mind. So don't use Clubber Lang because he won't work because it's a trap. So yeah, I'm big dumb. Anyway, black moves deal 40% more damage. You could use Gooker for an extra 35%. And then traps and Juggernaut, Hellsteel, Nakamura. So yeah, that's why we have that. And apologies for the big dumb moment on Clubber. But yeah, I just decided to go with McCool anyway, but it turns out you have to go with McCool. So there you go. That brings the health steal up to 4.2 million health on the traps that you're going to break. And you're going to be guaranteed to break 7. So 14.2 times 7. So if you don't cascade, sorry, did I say 14.2? That would be amazing. 4.2 times 7, you're going to do basically 30 million health steal, and then a little bit of move damage. There's no buff to start, though. Anyway, let's get out there and play it. I think it'll make more sense for you guys. When you first read her kit, it might look confusing. Oh yeah, for this moveset, I do have a move damage strap on, but do keep in mind, because there's no buff in effect for this, so we got 100% move damage strap, and I have a black move damage metal regular takedown 2s. So if they have takedown 3s, this would be way, way less. You're not going to hit very hard at all. So right now it's showing like 7.5 million and 2.5, so we're getting 10 mil on the finisher. But against high-level opponents, you won't do near that part, right? So, yeah, it's pretty simple. You buff, or you MP up, and then you throw your traps, and then you just hit the finisher, which also increases your dodge chance. I'm sure what's her butt here won't kick out. You're also doing damage when they swipe. If they break traps, you can see, so it is really effective. I think you will actually get a decent amount of turn 1 wins playing this way, actually. It's just different. So it's not normally, and I think maybe this is good for me because I maybe need to adjust how I think about the game with hype coming, right? Depending on how it works, but it's pretty kind of interesting. Really smooth move animation, so I like that. The gameplay part is actually really smooth. I don't have to interact with the board, right? And then you can see here, we get a bigger cascade. In this case, I think we're going to end up zeroing her. Yeah, we zeroed out her health. So it is pretty strong, and you do get a decent pin. Did the pin number go up? Or was it just that high because we cascaded and broke more traps? I'm gonna run that one more time, because earlier I was just playing it, wasn't necessarily paying a bunch of attention to the pin bar and how much damage was on the pin bar. I think it was from the cascade. I just want to double check, because she does have a lot of interesting mechanic going on, and it's plays really fast. And I only got 3 movesets for you guys, so let's see if we don't cascade this time. We got no cascade. Okay, 37 million pin. It's not going up while she's breaking stuff. Okay, yeah. And again, if they kick out, you would have that dodge in effect. So I do think it's actually pretty solid moveset. It's just not normal way of thinking, but I do really like the heal on it. And the more I think about it, the more I kind of am starting to really like her, just because that's pretty different. Now this moveset I'm not crazy about. Gonna play it though. Excuse me. Come here. It's like I said, it's hard for me to do this on the portal. So let me show you the title. You can see it's takedown 2s, 200%. You know, there you go. So that was that. We're gonna put a gem damage strap on now, for the rest of this. I think so. If you're somebody that likes like zombie Becky gameplay and that kind of stuff, I think there'll probably be people that in particular maybe greatly enjoy this kind of moveset. There's probably also really silly stuff you could do that's not very practical, in my opinion, because you're getting this. Well, let's put the moves in first, and then I'll yap about it later. So we're going to leave the random green finisher in here. We're going to put the different trap gem, 8 MP, deal 510k damage, make 49 randoms into traps. If broken by your opponent, deal 3 million damage. That's a nice chunk. And increase your green gem damage by 150% for 2 turns. That's a very big chunk. If broken by you, 500k damage, deal 1.12 million bleed. And then we're gonna, the sub does 8 random sub gems, 510k damage, 2 turns. Remaining submission gems turn into 1 turn countdown gem that will deal 300k damage and make the rightmost column into multiply gems of strength 11. Now, if you get lucky in the random area goes over the columns after the gem trap, she'll hit ridiculously hard, but it's not a choose on the green. And let's just make sure she doesn't get a green choose anywhere else. That's make 7 traps into greens, so that won't do anything with multiply. So yeah, she can't actually make greens in a way where you can choose to place them, so you'd be relying completely on RNG to hit those greens. Yeah, so there's that. And then, yeah, the finisher is the same one, so we know about that. So yeah, all right, let's hit this one up. And there's different ways you could do this. You could index the bleed if you wanted to, because you're going to break some of them. And for me, what made most sense was just adding more green damage, right? So I want to be loaded. So I need 8 black MP, 1 for our turn is 9, after the sub is 10, so we can get the, we got enough to get the traps down, turn 1 this way, and then we can do the sub, and stuff can happen. So you need Mellow to run it this way for 4 purple, 4 black, Woods for 4 black, and then Chelsea, and I use Stunning Steve, 40%, 40% green, right? So... So you just, you know, throw your traps out. It's all fills the board. Nothing you need to do. Then random sub. And all the traps she breaks, buffs. You can see it did big damage, right? We did like 30 million damage, and now we have these. And, you know, if we were able to break these with green, that would be 37 million per one of those. Regular green gem, which we're going to get 7 of, is 2.8 million. So we should do like 14 unless we get lucky, which we didn't, which is no surprise. Then we do some bleed, they break some more traps, they bleed out, you win, right? So I mean, you're probably going to be doing an easy 80 million a cycle, a sub cycle on this. Of course, you could also use the sub plate, which is Naomi, the glowing fate or whatever, get 200% more green damage, but the most of your damage is coming from breaking the traps. You could also run bleed trainers if you wanted, or bleed coach if you wanted, that work on a trap. The MP isn't really there. I guess you could use Raquel. We could probably do that. We could probably use Judgment Day Raquel here for, and then use Santa. So you could also use Judgment Day Raquel, get a little bit more on your bleed, and use Santa. If we're using Mellow, there's really no reason we shouldn't use Santa, probably. But yeah, you have like a 1 in 7 chance of hitting the multiplies and making it look really big. And you can see, again, bled out right away. So it's pretty effective. More effective for sure. Actually, let's just go full bleed. I wasn't planning on it, but let's go full bleed with this too. Because you potentially break 7. The finisher does give you the dodge chance as well. No, we can't do that. Can we do that? No, because you need 9 MP. So we can't use Raquel and have this work. So that's why. Yep, we're good. Never mind. Can't use Raquel and have it work. You could put Woods in there, but that won't work, at least in feud. If you have 1 bonus MP, then you could use Raquel. You could use Woods for 50% more on the bleed, but I don't think it's really worth it. So yeah. That's that, and that's what I mean, like, it's kind of funky, it's not your normal gameplay. I do like this moveset vastly more than this subset, but this one is quite interesting, and the trainer and coach choices are probably going to surprise people that have big stuff. Do not use Sherry. Sherry is a downgrade from Rowan in this in every way. If you use Sherry, you're going to nerf your damage. Rowan maxed out is the best trainer by far, and Leo is also worse damage than any zombie. So keep that in mind. I think the habit for people that have those trainers and coaches would be to use them, but that will do worse. So German Suplex, 5 MP. Deal 255k damage, gain 10 purple MP, then deal another 255, make the leftmost column into trap gems. There's a lot going on in her kit. There's a lot to read. If broken by your opponent, deal 10 million damage. Whatever. We don't care about that. The opponent's never going to break them. If broken by you, deal 500k damage and increase the strength of your multiplied gems by 3. So if we do this, it's 7 gems we break, and it increases our multiplied gem strength by 21. Springboard Moonsault, 510k damage. Make the rightmost column into multiplied gems of strength 10. It's also a reversal. It reverses trap gems, so Iyo on Iyo would be a mess. Deal 5 million damage and make 49 random traps into leech gems. Why leech? I don't know. Strength 10 million, then steal the opponent's turn. And then the finisher, Diving Moonsault, 10 MP finisher, 510k damage, makes 7 trap gems into green gems. So that goes off, breaks this, buffs your multiplies by 21 times, and then makes 7 multiply gems into purples. Trap gems and purples have a lot of options. So this is going to end up, when we start adding plates, doing a lot. And this is her best moveset at the moment. So again, to reiterate, do not use Sherry. You want Rowan for 75% more multiply gem damage, definitely more damage by a fair amount. Chelsea for 60% is much better than Leo at ×3. And your best is Brett because it's purple gems and multiply gems do 60%. So this is what it hits in the wild with 100% strap, Fury 2s, and no plates. And this is the best trainer setup. So you can see the traps go out. Now we're going to put the multiplies out. Okay, pretty straightforward. Now we're going to break the traps. You can see we have ×31 multiply gems and they turn purple. And we hit for 77 million damage without any plates. Pretty friendly trainers too. Actually, incredibly friendly. No Sherry, no Leo, no Howdy, Rowan free, Chelsea completely free, and Brett A tier. So insanely easy to get. Now, let's start adding plates. Primary plate, there's one a lot of people probably have or might have gotten. It's the purple Barber's Blades. Adds 75%. So this gives you a straight up 75% gem damage. And we did do 77 million. And again, I would still consider this plate setup extremely player friendly because Barber's Blades, you had a choice one and they've been in a bunch of prize walls. So yeah, let's see what we get here. 88 million. So almost 90 million with a player friendly setup with trainers and even the plate. So that's pretty dang good. And then of course, certainly there is one more plate I think that is on everybody's mind. We will add that plate, and that's the Tama plate. So Barber's Blades, oh, come here title, was if you make 6 or more trap gems, we make 7. And now we're going to put the Tama plate. 6 or more traps increase your purple gem damage by 300%. This is going to really, really boost your damage. Really? Really? All right, so traps go out. Also, you notice you don't have to interact with the board. The downside to this is there are 2 reversals you have to worry about, MP up and multiply. So you're worrying about dodging 2 reversals with this one. Also, apparently trap reversals are going to become more of a thing too. And you can see there's 130 million. So damage is definitely not a problem for Iyo Sky. And in fact, one of the most friendly trainer setups of any multiply user in the game. Trainer coach doesn't need Sherry. In fact, Sherry's worse. Doesn't need Leo. In fact, Leo's worse. So doesn't need the 2 rarest of the zombies. So very interesting in that sense. So then I start to think about it and like, she's pretty dang good, right? Like, I mean, like just straight up pretty dang good. I don't like dodging 2 reversals, full disclosure. I love using Alexa Bliss. Alexa is the traps, and of course, and then needs Anniversary, it's a trap, and needs the Tama plate. Io's easier to set up. Alexa's 2 moves, but then blow up the trap. So I think Iyo with 3 moves is probably similar speed. I haven't timed them. They're probably really close. Iyo might be faster because sometimes traps resolving can be a pain in the butt. So I would say edge to Iyo for sure in trainers, right? Edge to Iyo in what she needs to hit max as far as the plates. Downside to Iyo is you're dodging Traps, MP up multiplies. As far as reversals, downside to Bliss is you're dodging traps and multiplies. You just don't dodge the MP up. For MP up, if you're wondering, the two big ones are Mommy, who is a big one, and then Technician Liv, who's a pretty big one as well. Multiply, of course, there's a bunch. That's nothing new there. We've been dodging that with ladies a bunch. So, yeah. Well, it's really, really quite interesting. I mean, Trish has the 2 moves with the Red Royal Rumble that hits for 90 million. Alexa has been my favorite. A lot of people like Liv with all the moments, right? With all the moments and then Punk's gauntlets and stuff. Certainly, Iyo is much easier setup than Liv. Liv, of course, if you have all that, you can 2-click with just the color turns and place the area. So with Liv, you're just dodging the gem buff, which I think is just Hall of Fame Molly Holly. So you're not really worried right now in the ladies game too much. Yeah. Those 3 are the best. I think Iyo is going to take the least to make good. Also, I do think as far as hype goes, Iyo is the more interesting one without knowing what's going to be in hype to me, by far, because of the healing on this moveset. I don't know what her trainer is yet, so that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I think best trickster, maybe, probably. Yeah. With this moveset being really interesting, potentially for hype. If a go second thing kind of starts to be a thing and you're not necessarily always winning turn 1, then I think cards like this become way, way more valuable with this moveset. So initially I don't think I loved her versatility, because like for boss, it's purple gems would be a good one, but she's not breaking very many. So you're probably never going to use her in boss. Like, right? Almost for sure you're never going to use her in boss. Probably. Maybe for a specific purple gem where you're not worried about the shield at all. Yeah. So I don't like her versatility there. Showdown, she's fine. 5 MP, whatever. Everyone's kind of the same, but she doesn't have the showdown, what do we call that thing? Hot tag, like McCool has, for example. So I wouldn't, she's not special for showdown. She's not bad. Feud, she's pretty good. She's as good as anybody at Feud. So yeah. Yeah, I think she's for sure top 3, maybe 1 or 2. I'd have to use her and see how much the MP up reversal bothers me. Probably not that much, because I'm just dodging Mommy and what's her face? Liv, right? But class advantage is against Tech, and Bliss destroys Liv, which is quite nice. So yeah, I don't know. I think she's great. Let me know what you guys think. Probably the best trickster in the game, probably, yeah, as far as a fighter. So yeah, I'm really curious what you guys think. And remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and good luck out there. Yeah, she's really actually quite interesting. Not too bad. Not too bad.